The cat who had no name. There was once a neighborhood comprised mostly of older folks. Some had lived there for 30 years, or more, some even longer than that. Sprinkled in and amongst them were some younger families, even some who had small children. It was not a wealthy neighborhood, nor was it a high-crime neighborhood, it was just a neighborhood. A few of the neighbors had dogs, but none of the dogs wandered the neighborhood. They all lived within fenced yards and explored only when accompanied. A fluctuating number of neighborhood cats patrolled. Some stops were exclusively their own, while others were shared. These neighborhood cats were like dignitaries. The real cat royalty lived in heated and air-conditioned castles. Neighborhoods change. Some people move, others die. New people move in. A young couple moved in, having 3 outside cats. Unfortunately, they cared little for the cats. There was never food or water left outside for them, no beds, certainly no treats. They were left to fend for themselves. By early winter the 3 cats had become 2. One had apparently moved on in search of greener pastures. There lived an old man in the neighborhood who had live-in privileges with 2 members of the neighborhood cat royalty, namely Queen Sassy Frassy and Princess Itty Bitty. The old man had taken pity on the 2 novice neighborhood dignitaries. He always fed them twice a day and nearly as often provided extra snacks and treats, and a dry, warm place to help protect them from the cold. Both cats seemed to appreciate what the old man did for them, but one of the 2 had a supersized appreciator. When he would hear the old man's Jeep, he would come running so fast that it appeared his feet barely touched the tops of the grass. Every time this cat would put on a show for the old man. He would strut and prance, back and forth, always with his smiling eyes focused on the old man. He would twist and turn and frolic, voicing a purr that was so loud it sounded like someone was driving by on a small motor scooter. This cat noticed that when the old man would go into the house, he always spoke the names Sassy Frassy and Itty Bitty. This little cat with no name tried to figure out who the old man was talking to. He would try, unsuccessfully, to sneak in the house when the old man opened the screen door, but he never saw another person. He did see 2 cats who looked a lot like him. By the time spring arrived, the cat who had no name knew the old man's schedule as well as the old man himself did, and he was always on stage with his regular routine on schedule. One day the old man came home early, and as soon as he got there he picked up the cat with no name, put him in some kind of carrier, then in the front seat of his Jeep and headed out of town. The cat with no name was not himself. He was scared. He thought he must have done something wrong. The old man, who he really liked, was taking him somewhere far away. How would he ever find his way back? The old man was constantly talking to him. He didn't sound angry, but why was he taking him away? Sometime later they arrived at their destination. It was a big house, much bigger than where the old man lived. A man came out to meet them and he and the old man talked, and then the old man turned, got in his Jeep, and left. Why? What had he done? The new man took him inside and stuck him with something. It didn't hurt much, but he got so sleepy. The cat with no name had a surgical procedure done on him, and received a few shots. It all hurt, but not too much. At some point the new man put him back in the carrier and took him outside. What was going to happen now? The cat with no name just wanted things to go back like they were before. He really liked the old man. Why couldn't? There was the old man. His old man. The old man took him and was speaking so softly to him that he missed it the first time or 2, and then he picked up on it. The old man was calling him Spiky Boy. Spiky Boy. That's me. I've got a name. Spiky Boy. I like it. There are so many Spiky Boys, so many are on the outside, so many who have not discovered that love is not based on performance. What a difference when we discover what it means to be accepted. Spiky was working to get my approval, but what he needed was my acceptance. Instead of being a court jester, he is now accepted in the beloved. He is part of the cat royalty, Prince Spiky Boy.